Hello, writers! Congratulations, you're on step 5, paragraph planning. First thing you're going to do is go to our folder. There are 2 things you need to take from the paragraph planning step 5 folder. One is a sample, so there's enough copies for everyone. So you're going to actually take a sample with you so you can sort of see an example of how to plan out your essay. And then the next thing you're going to do from that same folder is you're going to take a blank essay structure. Okay? So you've got 2 pieces of paper that you're taking back to your workspace. The other thing you're going to need from your step 5 is you're going to need to pull out from your research folder your sheets that look like this. Your attribute sheet that had your thesis statement written on the back, and your timeline sheet with your important events. These are what are going to help you figure out your essay structure. So I'm going to show you the example, and then you're going to try figuring out your own essay structure plan. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to come up with your introduction. But the good news is you've already come up with your introduction. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you're also going to need your hook sheet, the one where you wrote your hook. So you're going to need your hook sheet, your attribute sheet where you wrote your thesis. You're going to need your timeline. You're going to need my example just so you can see how to do one, and a blank essay structure. And then, of course, you're going to want your index cards on your notes. Okay, so let's take a look and see how we do this. First thing you're going to do is just jot down your introduction. Now, my darlings, your introduction is your hook. So I'm going to write that there. Your introduction is your hook. So you don't, on your plan, have to write your whole hook, right? You will have already written it out here. You will transfer that later when you do your word processing. All you have to do for your hook right now while you're planning is just say what you're going to do. So I wrote down tell discrimination story because that is my hook. So you're just going to write down a description of what your hook is going to be, and you have, by this point, already figured out your hook. Okay, then your thesis statement. Well, you've already done your thesis statement as well. So that was when you chose all your attributes that applied to your subject, and then chose one and wrote your thesis statement. So you're just going to transfer your thesis statement onto your planner. All right, and now here's where you really do need to make some decisions because you have 6 index cards, but you're only going to do 3 main body paragraphs. So you're going to do body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and body paragraph 3. So this is where sometimes kids get a little confused, where the wheels fall off the wagon. Because what you need to do is you need to take your information from 6 index cards and put it into only 3 paragraphs. So what I did is and I said this in an earlier video, I really looked at what were the big important events? Where did I have the most notes? And that's kind of how I chose what my paragraphs were going to be about. So I did early life because I had a lot of notes on early life. And then my next paragraph, I did midlife because I had a ton of notes on her midlife. And then my last body paragraph, I did accomplishments. Now, you may choose different topics based on your index cards, or you may combine. For example, maybe you're going to do early and midlife in your first paragraph. And then maybe you want your second paragraph to be something different. Maybe you want it to be challenges the person faced. And then maybe your last big paragraph will be accomplishments or later life. It can be whatever you feel you have the most information on, and you can still combine from different index cards into one paragraph as long as it makes sense. So again, my body paragraph 1, I chose early life. So what I did here is I just listed What did I want to include? And again, it doesn't have to be beautiful. It's just you need to be able to then later on write your paragraph. And then I said, okay, I'm going to do midlife as my next body paragraph. And I listed the things that I wanted to make sure I included. And then I decided I was going to, my last paragraph be about Dolores Huerta's accomplishments. So I listed them here. Again, does not have to be beautiful. And then you're going to do your conclusion. So here, you're actually going to do a little separate work that will come a little bit later. And I will show you that step in a later video. But when you get to your conclusion on your plan, you're going to want to just pretty much say you're going to restate your opening. And you can just write that, restate opening paragraph. And we will plan out our conclusion later when you get to another step in the process. So this is your challenge or your task for this step, writer, step 5, okay? You're literally planning out what your paragraphs are going to look like, and you're going to need to use a lot of your information that you've already worked on to help you. Good luck, writers. This is a really important part of the writing process.